Most people are losing hours every week to AI without realizing it. Not because the tools are bad, it's because the prompts are. If you have ever typed something into ChatGPT or Claude, got a mediocre answer, tried to fix it 3 times and still ended up doing the work yourself, then that is a prompting problem, not a tool problem. A better prompt gets you a usable result in one shot. These are 10 prompts I actually use every week. Each one is built for a specific job, tested and ready to copy today. And one of these will probably replace how you plan your entire week. Let's get into it. Prompt 1, the brain dump cleaner. You know that feeling when you have a head full of ideas but no idea where to start? This is the prompt for that. You write, "Here is a brain dump of everything I am thinking about this topic," and then you paste everything. Then add, "Organize this into clear categories, remove anything repetitive, and tell me what the most important starting point is." The AI takes what feels like chaos and hands you back a structure in seconds. I use this before almost every video I make. It is the fastest way to go from overwhelmed to organized. Prompt 2, the email that does not sound like AI wrote it. This one is specific because most people who ask AI to write emails get something that reads like a corporate memo from 2015. The fix is in the prompt. Draft a short email to my client explaining the project is delayed by 2 weeks due to a resource issue. Keep it under 150 words, direct but not cold, apologetic without being dramatic. Do not use phrases like, "I hope this finds you well," or "Please do not hesitate to reach out." Then paste that into ChatGPT or Claude and read what comes back. It sounds like a person wrote it because you told it exactly what to avoid. That instruction at the end is the part most people skip, and it makes the biggest difference. Prompt 3, research without the rabbit hole. This one saves me serious time when I am researching a new AI tool. Instead of opening 15 tabs and spending an hour reading, I use. Summarize what I need to know about this topic in under 300 words. Cover what it is, who it is for, what makes it different from alternatives, and what the main criticisms are. That last part is important. Asking for criticism specifically forces the AI to give you a balanced picture rather than a promotional summary. You get a usable research brief in under a minute instead of an hour of reading. Prompt 4, the hook generator. If you make videos, write content, or send newsletters, your hook is the only thing that determines whether anyone reads or watches past the first 10 seconds. Most people write their hook last and treat it as an afterthought. This prompt treats it as the primary job. Write, "Give me 10 different opening lines for a video about this topic. Make each one a different format. One that starts with a surprising stat, one that opens with a question, one that calls out a common mistake, one that makes a bold claim. 10 options in 30 seconds. You pick the one that feels right, adjust the words to sound like you, and move on." Prompt 5, the meeting summary that actually helps. Most meeting notes are useless because they capture what was said rather than what matters. This prompt fixes that. After a meeting, paste your rough notes in and write, "Turn these notes into a structured summary with 3 sections. Decisions made, actions required with owner and deadline, and open questions that still need answering." What you get back is something you can actually send to your team or refer back to a week later without having to decode your own shorthand. I have started doing this after every call that involves a decision, and it has cut the number of follow-up clarification messages I send by a significant amount. If you only use the first 5, you will already be ahead of most people using AI right now. But the next 5 are the ones that actually changed how I work. Prompt 6, content repurposing in 60 seconds. If you make a YouTube video or write a long piece of content, you are leaving distribution on the table every time you do not repurpose it. Most people skip repurposing because it feels like starting from scratch. It is not. Paste your script or article and write, "Turn this into 3 things, a Twitter thread of 10 tweets, a LinkedIn post of 150 words, and 5 Instagram caption options, under 100 words each. 3 formats from 1 piece of content in under a minute." The outputs are not perfect, but they are 80% of the way there, and 80% in 60 seconds beats perfect in 2 hours every time. Prompt 7, the devil's advocate. This is the one most people resist and the one that has saved me the most embarrassment. Whenever I have a plan, an idea, or a decision I am fairly confident about, I run this. Here is my plan, and then I paste it, and then now argue against it. Tell me the 3 most likely reasons this fails, what I am probably not seeing, and what a critic would say. The AI will find holes you have trained yourself not to see because you are too close to the idea. It is uncomfortable every time and useful every time. Prompt 8. The feedback filter. When you get feedback on something you wrote, designed, or built, the instinct is to defend your work or accept everything uncritically. This prompt gives you a third option. Paste the feedback and write, "Here is the feedback I received on my work." Separate it into 3 groups. Valid points I should act on, subjective preferences I can choose to ignore, and unclear feedback that needs clarification before I respond to it. It turns feedback from an emotional event into a practical to-do list. Prompt 9. The idea ranker. This is the one I use every time I am choosing what to work on next. Paste your list of ideas and write. Rank these 10 ideas based on 3 criteria. How easy each one is to execute this week, how much impact it is likely to have, and how well it fits my current goals. Give each one a score out of 10 for each criterion, and recommend which one I should start with and why. You get a prioritized list with reasoning instead of spending an afternoon staring at a whiteboard. Prompt 10. The week planner. This one I run every Monday morning and it takes about 3 minutes. Write, "Here are my goals for this week, here are my commitments already in the calendar, and here is what is carrying over unfinished from last week." Build me a realistic daily plan that protects 2 hours of deep work each morning and does not overload any single day. The AI does not know your energy levels or your context switches or your commute, so you adjust what it gives you. But having a first draft of your week in 2 minutes, instead of building it from scratch every Monday, saves more cumulative time than almost anything else on this list. Those are the 10. The common thread across all of them is specificity. The more context you give and the more constraints you add, the better the output. Vague prompts get generic answers. Specific prompts get results you can actually use. Pick 3 of these, try them today, and you will feel the difference before the day is over. If this kind of practical breakdown is useful, that is what this channel does every single week. Subscribe so you do not miss it. See you in the next one.